Hello everyone, I'm Chester44, also known as Falai, and welcome to this Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Last episode, we were running around Dunnage a bit more and completing a few quests that we happened to have. All that taken care of, Captain Aldis wishes to speak with us, so it's time for us to head down to Fort Deadlight again. And I am going to uncover as much of this territory as I can in the process. Principe Master Captain, hopefully he doesn't come for me. He doesn't seem to care. Good. Let's make our way down to Fort Deadlight as I uncover more of the map. And this is what. Okay, Murkwater Lagoon. That is very deadly. We are not going to go to that right now. This is interesting that there's something over there, but anyway. Into Fort Deadlight. She wishes to speak with us. So, we shall.
Are you ready to meet our command? Right,
Lead on. It's a nice, quick way to travel there. Hello, Captain Aldis.
I don't actually drink out of the skulls. I just turned them into cups for decoration.
Huh.
But what can I do, you lovesome?
What did you want to meet about?
I've got a problem, Watcher. And I think you're just the captain to solve it. Me and Ferrante don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. Not least of which is the future of the Principe. We got few rules amongst us new bloods, but one of them is that you live free. We steal and we might murder, but if you pledge to us, you're our blood, our family. Now, if I were to act in direct opposition to Ferrante, he'd use it to call a vote of the Council of Captains. He'd see me swinging by the neck. But no one's got a leash on you. Which means if you were to, perchance, free the slaves at Crookspur, Ferrante couldn't do piss all about it. No one deserves to be enslaved by another. Understand?
I understand and agree.
I'm asking you to sail to Crookspur to meet with one of mine. She's hiding within their midst, and will have insider information on the slavers.
How do I find your pirate at Crookspur?
She'll find you, lovesome. You'll know her by her scar. It's a ghastly sight.
How is Ferrante connected with the slavers?
I've only suppositions to offer you, lovesome. But I'd bet my swollenette Ferrante is attempting to gain standing with someone other than the slavers. Aiding the slavers is small fry for a captain like Ferrante. It wouldn't pay well enough to be worth the investment. No, he's got ulterior motives, mark my words.
And what can you tell me about the slavers?
I know they base their operations in the Deadfire out of Crookspur. I know they're small but ruthless, and they've run into problems shipping around the islands.
I'll grow to Crookspur then.
Find me when you've freed those slaves. I'll make it worth your while. Captain?
About Ferrante.
Got something for me, Dove?
She leans forward with interest, corner of her lips curving wickedly.
I'm all ears.
Ferrante asked me to search Neketaka for information on the floating hangman.
Neketaka? But why there, lovesome? Well, go on then. I'm sure you've heard our saying. Share and share, as is the law of the coast.
Let's see. After Lucia Rivan was slain by a Baratheon priest, she rose as a death guard.
Explains how she's captain of an undead crew. That also tells me, if she's a death guard, then there'll be something she's wanting most fierce. Something she may be willing to bargain for. This bit of knowledge is something I can assuredly work with. I always did like untangling the threads of history. It's like puzzling out an encoded treasure map. Only to reap these spoils, we've to uncover the mysteries of the past. Give me time, and I'll find the means to deal with Lucia. Then we'll be one fathom closer to commandeering the floating hangman.
The captain hands you a weighty sack of coins, and at the same time signals a nearby sailor to bring her a series of nautical charts. Clearly she's eager to begin her hunt. Apparently an old Darkotsi paladin, Lucia Rivan, commands the floating hangman.
The floating hangman is the remains of the Fonferus. Interesting. Quite very interesting. I had heard rumors as to such. The floating hangman flies a flag featuring the burning palace from Old Valia.
Already lost in thought, Aldis gives you an absent nod and some coins. Why would Ferrante be interested in aiding the slavers at Crookspur?
I've only suppositions to offer you, Loveson.
Ah, we
Aiding,
already
no,
have that.
You can bet I'll be
All
looking
right.
as you wished.
Thank you very much. We can leave now. So let's get out of here. We're speaking to both of them for now. I will admit, Ferrante, he's not a bad guy, and he wants to keep things going properly, and the Youngbloods and Aldis are much more chaotic in a way. However, knowing that Ferrante is working with slavers is very much not a pleasant thing, and I do not care for that at all. Definitely want to do something about that if I can. You know, we do have this island just to the west. I still don't want to do it right now. Let's head up to Neketaka. We've got a few bounties that we can clear out there. I don't see why not. And it's a nice, easy sail. Rock Stomper Rodul. We might actually be able to take him. A fog rolls in. Uh-oh. That's not intended. Out of nowhere, a heavy fog rolls over the ocean, so dense that you cannot see more than a dozen feet out from your ship. With the fog's arrival, the winds die, the waves calm, and the dhow is left aimlessly drifting, the only sounds those of the hull groaning as if in dread of what's to come. I need to name this ship. Eerie green lights pierce through the fog as the silhouette of a massive galleon approaches. Black sails, though tattered and rotting, catch in an otherworldly wind, slicing the ship forward at a rapid pace. The captain, a skeleton outfitted in tarnished armor, with glowering eyes, surveys you from the quarter deck of the decaying galleon. She wraps two fleshless fingers against her chest before pointing right at you. What the goddess of death has marked, I will leave untouched. She nods solemnly once, then with a tilt of her skull steers the ship away. As the floating hangman turns, several undead sailors shamble across the deck, hungry for a look at your crew. They scratch at the chipped and rotted railing, heads rolling on their exposed spines. The ship disappears back into the fog. A few minutes pass before the fog fully dissipates, and the winds pick back up, rustling your sails. The sea is clear and empty. The other ship is nowhere to be found. So she's gonna leave us be. So we got Harangi and Rock Stomper Rodul. Let's go for Harangi. You're named. 4th level. This is gonna be easy. Board. I'm not even gonna need to do any sort of guidance. They're going to completely destroy these guys. Level 4. Go for it. They are going... Yep, they are getting completely obliterated. Nice and easy. That took no time at all. Yep, take all and continue. Was that a bounty that we had? I don't know. It's possible. Nope, it was not. I know Rodul is actually a bounty we have. Don't we? No. Oheru, Quaro, Veen, Radulf. No, we don't actually have a bounty for him yet. Okay. So we have Lord Admiral Imp in Queen's Birth, Apero at Serpent's Crown, and Katren in Sacred Stair at night. Alright. Well, we'll leave Rockstomper O'Duel for now. Let's see, Queen's Birth. It's possible he's in the Wild Mare. I'll go in and take a look. But I'm not certain. He might be elsewhere. Intel, Oko, Captain Redora. Let's take a look upstairs. If he's not upstairs, he must be out wandering the streets somewhere. Oh no, he's definitely not upstairs. Oh! Oh, hello.
What this is?
Huana Charm Belt, plus 15% stride and 1 survival. Well, that was an unexpected hidden thing. Sure, why not? Okay, so he's not in the Wild Mare. Which means he must be somewhere in Queen's Birth. I don't know where. Let's go hunting. Hopefully it's not reliant on time of day. It is almost night. Oh, we found him. Alright. Let me drop a save here before we start these fights. Alright, this should be easy.
Avast, ground filth! Why disturb Lord Admiral, eh? Eh?
The imp glances left and right with evident anxiety.
Not doing anything wrong, eh? Go away!
The Zhaorips flanking the imp shudder to themselves and glance around the district. You wouldn't be trying to steal a boat, would you?
Vote! Eh? Lord Admiral has fleet! Blast filthy ground stink city! Start with you, eh?
The pitch of the imp's voice begins to turn heads.
Get her, cullies!
The imp points at you and screeches at the top of his lungs. Alright. Take him down. This looks like it's gonna be easy.
This is futile.
Oh yeah, these guys are dying very easily. Just one more. Zhaorips and an imp? That was not a threat. Alright, nice and easy. Lord Admiral Imp's Fragment. This piece of tattered parchment shows the familiar waters and land masses of the Deadfire, but without the other pieces, it's impossible to tell where it points or how to get there. A note is scribbled in the margins. Imp! Guard parchment, yes? No giveaway. No try and sell. When other crew stink find you, follow them for treasure, yes? Good imp. Captain Henqua. Torque of Intellect, and Ibis. Burn armor rating and all defenses against fire attacks. And being critically hit with a fire attack will cause interrupt and give a minus 10 will penalty. Ooh. Yeah, I don't actually like that at all. We're not going to be putting that on anyone. Ooh, a level up for Aloth. Definitely good. So, I don't really want explosives. I'll give you a point in alchemy. And history does seem to... I'm gonna give you a point in insight. I feel like that could be useful. 2 more abilities, so that's all the empowered. Let's see. Delayed Fireball. Lies dormant for a fixed amount of time before exploding. Lengrath's Warding Staff. Tane's Chaotic Orb. Named for the eccentric Adiran wizard Tane, the Chaotic Orb bounces between a number of enemies, dealing damage and inflicting a variety of negative afflictions, including petrified, paralyzed, weakened, sickened, stunned, and blinded. That is a good one. Ningguath's Killing Bolt. Inflicts heavy amount of raw damage to the target, and any non-spirit felled by the attack will summon a specter. Ooh. Substantial Phantom, which you kinda have at the moment. Independent Copy, sure. Sitzal's martial power. Caster temporarily sacrifices some power for martial might. No. Wall of draining. Enemies passing through or standing in this wall will lose time from any of their timed beneficial status effects. Ninggua's killing bolt does actually sound very powerful. I think I'll go with that. Well done, Aloth. Now then. I believe night is approaching. And the one who's only in the Sacred Stair. Katrin, in the Sacred Stair at night. Yeah, we'll go there now. I don't know where she is, but we'll find her. You are traveling in the slums of Neketaka when the streets suddenly become barren. Uh-oh, someone doesn't like us. The cliffs high above throw the narrow alleys and tunnels of Neketaka's ghettos into darkness even in midday. The reek of rotten fruit mixes with the noisome scent of dead fish, swaddling you along with 100 other lesser filthy fragrances. Your footsteps echo in the darkness, piercing the otherwise silent slums. Strangely quiet, don't you think? Aloth looks around warily. You turn a corner and walk into a plaintive cry. Help! Misshapen shadows mix with low hissing and the skittering of claws on filthy stone to resolve into a pack of skulder. Their glistening maws float in the black, and cave grubs wriggle about their legs, mandibles snapping as if to mangle the air. On the far side of the creatures, a small girl dressed in the rags of the Huana grips a gleaming sword in both hands. She brandishes it wildly at the skulder, each swing of the blade releasing a howl that keeps the beasts at bay. They creep ever closer to her, however, and her eyes plead with your own. Draw the beast's attention. With a resounding shout, Pallegina rushes into the fray. The skulder flinch and turn on your party. They growl hungrily as they charge forward. Well done! Now let's take them all out. Thank you, Pallegina.
After him.
Do not let her die.
No, I cannot do that. Do this.
Consider it right. Fight.
Alright, do what you can to take them out.
Cannot whack him any harder.
Say your prayers.
Well done. Did she live? She died. Aloth killed her. God damn it, Aloth. I'm not gonna let that happen. As I said, I am not gonna let Aloth kill her. Aloth, you're gonna focus on some better spells. For example, how about this? There, that is some extra damage for them. And combusting wounds, that would also be very good. There, some extra fire on these guys. How about we throw a Tain's Chaotic Orb around, eh? Yeah, that did a fair bit. Let's see. Anything else that won't kill the ally? Minolet's bounding missiles. Actually, that's a good choice. Oh, very nice. And this time the girl survived. That is how it should have gone.
Indeed.
The girl, panting before you, draped in tattered Raparu robes, bears a few bruises and cuts, but looks otherwise unharmed. Beads of sweat commingle with trickling blood on her forehead. Finally relaxing, she lowers the sword she's been swinging, letting the edge rest in the dirt. The pommel bears the form of a dog's head.
Thanks, stranger. Don't think I could have made it without you.
Kusi smiles, eyes gleaming in the gloom. What were you doing out here?
These Skulder had been picking folk off for weeks, picking on the weak. Those too young, old, or sick to fight them off.
She kicks one of the corpses.
Maybe it was stupid, but I couldn't let that go on, not if I could help it.
Well, I'm glad I could help.
Ha! You and me both. The gullet's a safer place with these monsters cut to pieces.
It's quite a sword you've got there, too.
Like it? My father left it for me. Told me that one day I'd defend the Deadfire with it.
Seems to have magical properties.
You're not wrong. I don't understand it myself, but it seemed to confuse the Skulder. Probably saved my life.
Then it's an ancestral blade.
Not really. Father found it and brought it home. He said he got it from some Dirwidian pirate captain with a dog named Griffin. But, well, sometimes his tales were a bit taller than true.
She smiles, but sadness hides behind the glint of her eyes. You look like you had it handled. I just swept in to help clean up.
I doubt it. But thanks for saying so all the same. Anyway, I think you should have this. For what you did, and for what you can do with it.
She kneels, wipes the blood off of the blade, and slides it into its scabbard before proffering it to you. Most one in the gullet don't have your grasp of Adiran.
That's Father's doing. He traveled all over and he insisted that I learn Adiran, Valian, and Rawatayan. I even know a few phrases in Anutanic.
Anutanic? Boreal dwarves, okay. Well, thank you. I'll use this blade well.
No, thank you for coming along when you did. And what's more, for helping.
As you take the sword from her, the girl steps back.
I truly appreciate what you did. Not everyone in Neketaka steps in for a neighbor. I need to be getting back to Mother, though.
She grimaces down at one of the dead Skulder.
I probably shouldn't take home Skulder meat, should I?
Probably not. Okay, so what is this sword, then? Griffin's Blade. 50% chance to daze It is a regular sword, and exceptional. 50% chance to daze target and nearby enemies on crit, and grants Loyal Companion. Once per encounter, the Spirit of Griffin bolsters the party's courage. Grants Steadfast to the wielder and nearby allies when the wielder is bloodied. Okay. Bonuses. Hound's Courage for more damage with spells. No. More damage from melee attacks. That would be good. Or Action Speed. Also very good. This is a good sword. Compare that to Duskfall, which has the higher action speed and misses converted to grazes. And Devious. Additional penetration when attacking the same target as an ally. I think I'm going to give Griffin's Blade a try. They're both exceptional. I don't gain the action speed bonus, but a 50% chance to daze the target of nearby enemies on crit. That does sound pretty darn good. I'll give that a try. And I could take Hound's Speed in order to boost that up again and get the action speed, which I do kind of like. Yeah. It's not the extra damage, but I'm still pretty... Oh, it's damage taken from! No, I'll take Hound's Speed. That seems pretty good to me. We'll give this a go. Alright. Now we can get out of here and continue on. To the Sacred Stair. And I'm pretty sure it's nighttime, so we should be able to find this person we're looking for. It's gonna take a lot of running around. I mean, there is something else I want to do while we're here.
So scary.
Oh, we found Katrin. First things first. I'm going to step into the Hanging Sepulchres and talk with the Death Guard in there. See if he has anything to say. I mean, it's possible. He might. He might have something to say about the paladin we're looking for. Hello, Asair.
Quit solace, sister.
Right fine, you jolly old bambutt.
I use.
Okay, that made me laugh. What can you tell me about Lucia Rivan? The Death Guard seethes at the mention of Rivan's name. Rage, cold but violent, rattles up the skeleton's spine.
Curse her soul to netherin torture. Rivan would have befouled birth. Was a black pox on the ear that she whilom sought to vile ruin?
Oh boy.
I would aid any who hunt for Rivan. Aye. What are you seeking to learn?
Who was she?
Rivan was a Darkotsi paladin. She defied Bereth, wielded a weapon nae meant for the hands of mortals. I hunted for Rivan and the sword from Valia to the Deadfire. Hinderly caught her, slew her, and took Bereth's weapon for warding. But Rivan wouldn't keep dead. From sheer will and faith, she riz a monster, able to breed an army of undead. Turned Death Guard, Rivan sailed with her undead army in her foulsome Fonferus.
And can you tell me about the battle fought against the undead?
I tried to end them for good, but the battle turned against me. I tracked the ship's comings and caught a regular trail. So I sailed to meet Rivan near the shadows of Tuscan Isle, unawaited. A far fog neared despite the good winds. Rivan's ship crept from the mist. The winds died off, the waters calmed, and the ghost ship routed my ambush. 'Twas a slaughter. I was mortal wounded, but fled with Bereth's weapon, the Engoliero dos Spears. Came to the temple of Neketaka to be buried. But I couldn't leave the sword unwarded, so I begged Bereth for another chance to serve my cause. I refused to die.
Okay, so you sacrificed yourself to guard this sacred weapon.
Aye. 'Twas a harsh choice, but I made it. Was willing to serve my deity by becoming what I hunted in her name.
Fie, I couldn't think her 12-bit dallying topside to shelter a stiff, unfeeling sliver of being.
Aloth rolls his eyes as Isomir slips away again.
A kindred soul can be a true balm. We thank ye.
He rolls his skull on his vertebrae, the sound like wood crackling in a fire.
The weapon cannot be allowed out in Aora. Needed to ward it for all time. But I cannot keep it from the undead if I'm not undead myself.
You sure Bereth's alright with you breaking the cycle of rebirth?
Aye, or surely I wouldn't be standing.
I could put that weapon to good use, for Bereth. His pale bone fingers clench a tight grip on the weapon's hilt.
Think you're deserving, do you? But in what way should I trust you now?
How will Kith learn from the gods if we forever hide their truths in forgotten tombs?
I nae con any more about the ways of Kith, but a world without the gods' direction is doomed.
The towering skeleton cracks his head from side to side.
You can wield this weapon, aye, for a time. And first you'll swear a blood oath to return it.
I'll return your... I'll return your charge, I swear. He rattles his large skull.
Now your troth has been marked before Bereth, and your fate thisly sealed.
The ancient Death Guard hefts the sword to you, beckoning you take it from his bony hands. Engolio des Spears. Belonging to the royal family of Grand Valia, this Estoc's name roughly translates to the Devourer of Souls. He was brought to the Deadfire by Lucia Rivan, a Darkotsi paladin charged with protecting the blade. Try as you might, you cannot free the weapon from its scabbard. Alright.
Quit solace, sister.
Good to know about that. Alright, let's head out to the Sacred Stair and take care of the other bounty we got. Fortunately, running fast makes things easier. I love being able to speed it up. This episode's gonna go a little long as I take care of these bounties, but I think we'll be fine.
You know, Palagina, I never realized how much I missed your company.
You just miss having someone standing in front of you when Isomir insults half the people in a room.
She won't try to touch your feathers again. That's for certain.
Huh. Well, there's Catherine with 3 ironclad constructs. Let me drop a save before we fight. Alright then, Catherine. We have business.
Bleeding me dry. All I needed was a few damn components.
The woman mutters to herself, glancing resentfully between the constructs that surround her. What are you doing here?
What? I haven't the time necessary to illuminate you. Be on your way.
Catherine, I assume? I'll say your farewells.
Oh, not this again. There's a dozen of you fools in every city.
Alright, let's begin.
And you could try something else.
Well, I am already doing Oh, I really hope we're not going to kill... Uh-oh. Oh dear, we're killing... Okay, this is bad. Cancel this. Okay, so, change this. We are not going to do this in a way that will result in all of these people dying like this. You are going to stick to single target spells, or ones that won't kill someone. That's the goal. No kills of individuals. Okay, the good news is that one's down.
Let's go. That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle. Got it.
No, not that spell. Definitely not under any circumstances. You'd think these guys would learn to run. Okay, one of them died, but it wasn't me, it was the construct.
You like that? This weapon's no good to me.
These things are resistant to some of this, which is... Oh, shit, no, no, no! Oh, jeez. Try Attain's Chaotic Orb. That might do something.
I need to try something else.
Can you at least take care of this construct, please? Not that spell. Okay, the good news is one of them is down. Why do you keep trying to cast that? Chain Lightning actually would probably be better. And you know what? Cast it again. There. There's a good amount of damage. And we can focus on the other spells as well. Concussive Missiles.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
How may I help?
Okay. Keep focusing on them, we can take them down. They're going to go down. And we just got the last steel-clad construct.
Don't whack him any harder.
Let's do this.
I don't know why these guys are just walking through the way they were. You know what? Bring out the sword for higher penetration. I think we need that against this thing.
Another attack, Cap.
Oh shit, no, no, no. Of all spells to cast, no. I'm trying to not kill these guys.
Damn, missed.
Do you have a different weapon? I don't think you do. Damage bonus against the target. That's actually probably a good idea. Try it. Yeah, try that one too.
Let's do this.
We've almost got this one down.
It's no use. I cannot see through.
know we don't have much penetration. I'm trying to do what I can here. There we go! Finally! That thing was tough. Okay. Now we can loot everything. Katrin's Grimoire. Okay, that's definitely spells. Let's see. Katrin, if you're reading this, then I've surely fallen. See to it that the others remember their pledge to safeguard the map and our hard-won spoils. The Imp is especially prone to forgetfulness. Your occasional subject, Captain Henqua. I think 2 commoners fell.
No problem.
We did what we could. We tried not to let him die, but it just kind of ended up happening. Alright, you are going to take Sleight of Hand and Streetwise. And let's see. Unlock the hidden repositories of an ally's mind and soul, granting them Brilliant. Targets a spirit or vessel and tears them apart. Distracts and deals raw damage to those nearby. And Stasis Shell. What else do you have? All of them... Oh, no, wait. When the Cypher kills an enemy, a nearby enemy may become frightened. Sure. Critically hits with a Cypher spell, there's a chance to recover some of the focus spent. Also sounds good. Go for it. Alright. And I need to end this episode here. So, next episode we'll go take care of the last bounty that we happen to have. Sorry that this episode ended up going longer. I thought we'd be able to get all 3 bounties. Clearly not. That'll be in the next episode. So, until then, I am Chestic44. I'll send in his fly. That is Laniara, Palagina, Joti, Seraphin, and Aloth. This has been a Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. And I shall see you all next time.